again. Alright, so after that, what I'm going to do is do a quick explanation of my little holes and what they mean. So what happened on last Tuesday, I took my pain med, still a little bit of pain. Now what happened, I did my little modesty patches, is this got installed, this peg tube that goes straight to my stomach. And these three more holes I've added, so now I think I'm up to 10 holes if anyone's having a competition. 10 laparoscopic holes. Now they were doing an exploratory procedure. It was meant to last an hour to in surgery max, from 11 AM. Now by 6 PM, Dev still hadn't heard from surgery, and he was starting to get very, very worried. Turns out they found something. Now, they've been looking in my stomach for scar tissue, and they found a bit. They have found some scar tissue, some stenosis, but they couldn't find enough that was causing all my problems. They found a little bit of nerve damage, not enough that was causing all my problems. Now, what it seems like is we've got a huge, big thing of a big, multi-complicated problem. Now, as well as the damage inside my stomach, which is slight, the kink that my stomach's healed in, the bend, which makes it hard to push food around, is the large amount of adhesions, which is like scar tissue, connective tissue on the outside and in my abdominal cavity, attached to my abdominal wall, and most importantly attached to my liver. So my stomach has been attached to my liver with scar tissue, and my abdominal wall has been stopping my stomach moving, and they've had to laser these adhesions off. Now that would account for my large amount of pain, the long time in surgery, and my probably elongated recovery time. And also there's the possibility that they may return. And we've already had this discussion with Dr. Selena Ward, and look, if this does return, there's only so many times they're going to cut me open and get rid of it before it's just too cruel. And it's going to be like, well, you eat what you can with your mouth, you enjoy what you can, and any additional we'll have to feed you. And that could be long term. It could not come back, but chances are, with all the other things going on, it probably will. I'm not going to be negative. I've just been going on what I'm told. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That little laparoscopic thing that could have been done years ago, that the Austin never checked for, was never checked. The first time it's been checked with me. Turns out that like it was so bad, and if that scar tissue had ruptured, because it's something so delicate like my liver, I would have bled out. So there's that. But we're talking good news here. So apart from the insane amount of endone I'm on, endone, Valium, plus my Lyrica, plus you can't imagine what I'm on right now. My stomach muscles, like I've got all the, like sitting up right now is it's a thing. I've also got to go in today because I've got a thrombosis in my arm here. I don't know if you can see it. That thing there, it's like a huge lump. So we just want to get that checked out to make sure that doesn't turn into a blood clot and, you know, do something bad. So yeah, I'm looking at a huge recovery. My nose is still got adhesions, not adhesions, like scar tissue and like fucking pressure sores in it, so it's still running, but it's good to wash my face, the whole face. It's good to have something to be happy about. I woke up from surgery and the first thing I did to this poor post-op like recovery room nurse was like grabbed her by the arm and said, "Tell me you found something." And she's like, what I'm like, "Please tell me you found something in there." And she's like, "Yeah, we did." And I just started losing my shit. I was crying, and the fact that Dev could come into hospital even with COVID restrictions, even if you had to wear a face mask, I could see him every day I was in there. I was in there for about 5 days. So I've got follow-up appointments coming up. The peg tube is going to take some getting used to. It's not infected or anything. It's looking I'll give you another look. It looks really healthy. There's no grossness or anything around it. Sometimes when I move a little bit, there's a little bit of blood, but it's still healing. But it's still a sore point. Apparently, Dev's lovely stepmom Sue, she looked after her mum who had a peg tube, and she said after about 2 weeks, you don't really notice it. After about 4, I can bend it, that little red clip, which holds it into place while it's healing. I can bend that, and I'll be able to wear all my usual clothes. And you guys know I love dressing up. So, what was I saying? Sorry, Endone. But that's my good news. Don't be afraid if you're getting this surgery. Don't ask about adhesions. Ask about these things. Be practical. This surgery isn't bad. My hormone levels are amazing, except for right now when they took me off my hormone meds and I had to be a bit crazy for a bit. But like otherwise, like I've had no problems with hyperprolactinemia. With my PCOS is a lot better managed. My chronic cholecystitis, apart from my damaged gallbladder, all good. Like I'm not against this surgery, but I'm against people going in thinking it's going to be their only option, the only thing that's going to make them feel better. Because if you, at the end of the day, you go in, you have that surgery, and you come out of it going, I still feel shit, and the problem isn't the surgery. You got to look after why you don't like you, and why you think weight's going to fix that. Like a bad relationship, like an ideal career, like any sort of milestone you set in your life that you tell yourself is going to make you happy. I've had plenty of those, and I've blown them all out of the water, because at the end of the day, nothing's going to make me happy except for me. And I've been 110 kilos and happy as a Larry, and I've been 39 kilos and happy as a Larry. Oh, terrified, but happy as a Larry, because you know what? I've had to work to be okay with me. And I want all you guys to do that too. Before you do the surgery, and if you think it will help you, do it. But work on you first and foremost. That weight, that's nothing. That's surface, and it's something to blame. You need nothing to blame. You need to look at you. And then it's not going to matter if you put 5 kilos on, lose an extra 5, gain an extra 5, sit 5 above where you wanted to. Doesn't matter. Because you are going to be freaking the best person that you could ever want to be, or hope to be, or dream to be, or ever thought possible for you. And that's all you can ask for. I'm pretty happy where I am. I'm pretty cold because it's freezing. So I've got my hat on, and because I get to go out today, because I get to go to the doctor's, of course that means I have to spend 20 minutes finding the appropriate outfit to wear, because I never get to leave the house, and I get to go wear my new boots. They're really pretty. I'm going to show you guys later. You guys don't, like, if you follow my normal Instagram, if anyone is interested in following my normal Instagram, it's, I have a one for my business, which is Porn in Suburbia, and I've got one for just me, which is pocket.faux pas, like a little mistake, like me. And you can see just me just doing fashion montages. I'm literally been in lockdown, putting on the most ostentatious, outrageous outfits and giant platform boots with my face tube and everything, just because it makes me happy. And you know what? At the end of the day, my friends, think about it. Think of anything this lockdown has taught you has putting all those extra hours really worked? Has your boss given you favors because you've worked and slogged your ass off and lost yourself in your job? Have they really appreciated it? Or have you found something, maybe a connection with friends and family, maybe a connection with a hobby or a passion that you love more? my brother is about to, after a short lengthening his contract to the end of the year, he's about to leave his double science major, something he is so passionate about, environmental science, and he's going to start woodworking because he found it during lockdown. It is something that brought him so much joy that nothing could replace it, and I couldn't be prouder. My little sister has started building websites for small artists who've lost their ability to have galleries during lockdown, as a non-profit. So she could help local artists still maintain their living, and that's brought her more joy. So think of these little things. I think we've got to think about, this is the start of the death of money being all, and what makes us happy. And if we can make ourselves happy and make money, there is nothing stopping us except this set of rules that we build in our heads, like marriage, society, white picket fence, me taking a surname of a boy, or a boy having to bend down on one knee and ask me, Dev, I'm going to ask you to marry me. Yeah, he knows. And our cat having our joint last names. Whatever makes you happy, guys. I just want to let you know that I am, and I'll keep you updated on all the progress, on anything you want to know, any questions you have about the peg, any pains that I have. If I get an infection, you'll be the first to know about it. But I'm doing pretty well. The peg feeds have allowed me actually more clarity and energy than the NG feeds that I have, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because finally my stomach can finally digest things a bit better because of all the loss of the scar tissue. So I don't know if I'll get me back, but if there's a version of me that I can live with, or also my nose ring, if I can get that back, that's a big thing for me. Whatever day it is this week, I'm not quite sure what it is. I hope you enjoy it, and I love you all, and be kind to each other.